Welcome, everyone, to the Timeyodha webinar for Relationship Excellence. I'm Susan Treadgold, the author of The High Performing Woman, and I define high performing to be joyful, confident, and fully engaged in my work, relationships, and health, with strategies in place to consistently live for my best self. Now, that brings us to our subject today, which is relationships. Romantic relationships specifically, that can have a huge impact on those other two areas of work and health. So today, I have the pleasure of having the Timeyodha team here with me. Timeyodha is a productivity and free will enhancement tool, which uses the power of time. It helps unlock human potential in four areas, specifically health, career, personal, and social well-being. So with me today, I'd like to introduce the team. In green, we have Dr. Grover. He's the co-founder and CEO of Timeyodha. He's an immunologist, entrepreneur, innovator, much, much more, but I will leave it there. Next, I have on the throne Dr. Shiva, co-founder and chief life map officer, and he has a PhD in time science, very unique, and predictive analytics. And in the mountains, I have Dr. Petra, VP of Marketing, and she is a biomedical scientist with a PhD in preventative medicine. So a lot of brains in the room here. I'm so honored. So I'd like to start off about, why time and self-awareness matters in having a successful romantic relationship. How does Timeyodha help ascertain the success frequency in a relationship and help navigate the course of romance? And just listening to, there's a very popular song out right now by AJR called Betty, and the singer is under pressure to propose marriage. And he says, "You say your friends say when you know, but I just don't know right now." And I won't sing it for you, but he's pleading for more time. So with that, maybe I'll start with Dr. Grover. Many people have found at some point in their life that the person could have been perfect, but the timing wasn't. How can Time Yoda help with this?
Thank you, Susan, for this wonderful session with you, with our core team, and really interesting, insightful topic that we are discussing today. So I would like to start with laughter. If you can laugh at someone, I think that's the best partner you can be with. We call ourselves a happiness company. We live in an era of health span, and there is a very famous study by a woman named Dr. Aline Slagboom from Leiden Medical School. She studied Dutch centenarians. What she found that living longer, the one of the major factor is healthy relationships. So what exactly that means? So there are three actually key psychological principles that she talked about that came out of that centenarian studies, meaning understanding the people who live for 100 years. They actually always lived with the principle that every day is a new adventure. Do not have too many expectations from others. Obviously, from the close one, you have to have expectations, especially in relationship. And then the relationship and love and beautiful relationship matters. So there is a lot of medical literature that if you have healthy, fun, laughing relationship, it actually has a positive effect on your overall health and your lifespan, as I just shared. But if you have chronic stress in the relationship, then it actually causing you to have cardiovascular disease, autoimmune disease, and cancer. So in terms of timing, we are all changing with time. So Time Yoda really gives you the perspective of your own operating system in an intimate relationship, how your mind body is changing with time. So if you have the insight beforehand, you can do so much about making that happy, laughing energy and success in your relationship.
I love that. It's interesting to hear about that Dutch centenarian study because I know that the similar results came out of the Blue Zones study, and of course, one of the greatest sayings is "laughter is the best medicine." So that's a beautiful answer, Dr. Shiva. For people who are single but want real love, what are the most important inner shifts they can make to attract a long-term relationship? How can Time Yoda help with this?
Yeah, thank you, Susan. Thank you for the wonderful question. See, individually, when they are ready to receive the proper and wonderful love, the basic is the expectation. The expectation is by mind or by intellect or by consciousness. So the individual should be very much ready to accept the relationship by consciousness. So if they are able to initiate and activate their conscious, and with that perspective, when they are looking out for the love, and they'll be able to get the right love and partner. So by mentally, just out of mind, whatever the thoughts they have, according to their thought and dreams, and with a lot of expectations materially in other way, when they are searching for that, things may not be able to work. Here, the receptiveness is very important to an individual. So the receptiveness should be aligned with the consciousness. Then they can receive a proper love. Then they will have that receptivity. The conscious is the strongest inner faculty to receive it.
Beautiful. So, Dr. Dr. Petra, for a woman seeking to feel empowerment in a relationship, what does she need to look for? And how does she need to show up herself? And how can Time Yoda play a role in this as well?
Thank you, Susan, for your question. I would say empowerment in relationship is a two-way game. So a partner who lifts you up and you showing up fully confident, clear, and self-aware. Think of it like a sport. So a teamwork strategy and playing to your strengths. Or like precision medicine, the right moves tailored exactly to you. And at Time Yoda, we help you master this game, not just in relationships, but in life as well. With clarity and the right support, you show up stronger, smarter, and unstoppable, so both you and your partner can thrive. And also, what's very interesting is that at Time Yoda, we help you see your blind spots because sometimes people want the best for themselves and relationships, but blind spots are enabling them are not enabling them to be fully present in those relationships.
Yes, yes. I mean, and that's shining a light on those blind spots is very, very powerful. Um, Dr. Shiva, there are so many aspects to relationships. I mean, no two are the same, no two thrive under the same conditions. But I would say communication is an underlying common denominator and very key. What are some examples of how Time Yoda can highlight our communication predispositions? You know, we have predispositions in terms of how we communicate. Everyone's different. And how can Time Yoda highlight this and suggest little tweaks and shifts to promote relationship success?
Thank you. The love and the relationship, it's standing on the pillar of communication. Basically, when they communicate, which can be so comfortable to other, and the other person should feel the comfort zone or the secure zone. Time order here, first, does the analysis about the predisposition, whether the individual is able to have that receptivity of the love and the communication part. The communication part, which is very important when each when both the partners are communicating with each other, that can comfort each other, that can create issues also between them. So both can happen when they communicate. So the communication part, we very much in depth take very much like a careful analysis. Then the Timeyodha advises, if the predisposition has any communication errors or during the mental thought or on the delivery. See, communication is the expression or the outcome of the mind. Whatever the mind is thinking, they communicate. So the delivery should be very calm, means very much soothing, means the mind should be so calm. A calm and happy mind can communicate happy statements. So that communication carries a very much soothing and a comfort zone to the partner. So when we analyze this basic predisposition, if they have any difficulties or errors, then we just advise, guide how to modify. As per the Time Yoda, the modification system psychologically and how to make their mind calm, what to understand before, what is the real expectation, what is the real need between the partners. Then when the real advice is given, automatically the communication made very comfortable, they find a secured and a loving soul.
Mm, yeah. It- Communication is so important. What about emotional compatibility, Dr. Shiva? Please, could you give some examples um, of how Time Yoda brings awareness to emotional compatibility?
Sure. The emotion also based on the predisposition. When partner A is having the emotional outcome, partner B is not having, so they find a difficulty. When one person is expressing with a lot of emotion, the other partner is not able to accept or understand the emotion behind the communication, then it is very difficult. Here I met one of a couple like Mr. John from London, who is very sensitive. The Rebecca, his partner, she is little bit aggressive. The sensitive John, aggressive Rebecca, they were partner. They broke up their partnership few months back. So they both were connected by a common friend. The online meeting was going on between us, all the four. So I have spoken, then immediately I got to understand that the predisposition of Rebecca was very much a little aggressive, but she has a lot of love in her heart. She is missing how to express. That is the only problem. And Mr. John was very sensitive. When she is expressing aggressively her love, he is not able to take it because he is sensitive. He feels that his ego is hurt, and that feeling he was carrying. He was managing and compromising for many time, long time, and in finally, at one point of time, he could not tolerate. He came to the decision to break up the relationship, and they both have come. So I found they both were having good love and affection and respect on each other. Only the communication criteria was not proper. Because of that, that love was broken, but they both love each other a lot. That was my understanding. So I carefully understood the predisposition of Rebecca, and personally, I have discussed with her a few minutes, and then personally discussed with John few minutes. She is very good. Just the communication style is different. Otherwise, she loves you a lot. And I said to Rebecca that he loves you a lot. The communication style, which you are, the expression, and that has to be modified. If you modify this a small thing, then your life will be so lovely. That's what my advice. So, as per the time order predisposition analysis, and this advice was given to them, now they are together. They're happy.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Yeah, it's just a tweak in communication, but the emotional compatibility was there, or yeah, overall compatibility. Dr. Shiva, in modern money is a big thing. In modern society, disagreement about money, how we spend our money, financial stress, all of this can lead to conflict. I think it's the number one source of conflict in relationships. At least that's what I've read, and a significant factor in divorce. So, how can Time Yoda help um, create a sustained relationship and explain how financial compatibility plays a major role?
Yeah, this is a wonderful and valid point. The predisposition, when we analyze, the money matters about the both. If the partner A is having a very good flow of money in his life, the partner B is not having the same and comfortable flow, the time order gives the advice how to manage with the available resources to fulfill their both needs and to get the satisfaction level. So, in love, when it comes to money as a prime criteria, always there is a challenge. When the both partner understand money or the financial fulfillment should be a criteria, but that should not be the prime. That should be the secondary. Always when we put that money criteria as a first, then automatically the expectations, the competition, then comparison, and other psychological things will be growing, and that is endless. That is going to create a lot of conflicts. So here the understanding is money, the expectation based on the predisposition, and the opportunity. So the opportunity is when, even on their both life, when the opportunity is coming in a later point of time, we give the advice to just wait until this time. The time is going to get you a wonderful flow of money and unlocking your luck. And when the present time is not supporting for that financial fulfillment, is there any possibility in near future? Then how to modify, how to develop the setting of the expectation, and all this technical analysis is done by Timeyodha and gives the advice. Many have been satisfied.
Right. That's it's such a big thing to like get alignment on. So, um, I'd like to ask, I'd like to take it in the direction of behaviors that can optimize or derail a relationship. Um, I mean, we talked a little bit about with Rebecca and John. Um, some couples love each other but don't work long term. How can you tell the difference between normal conflict or behaviors that can be optimized or truly deep life misalignment?
This is based on the predisposition and the energy. Each and every one have a combination of the energy, the cosmic energy combination during the birth, as a predisposition, it is received. That energy compatibility should be tested. Here, for example, the same John and Rebecca matter. They both had the predispositional energy attractiveness. One is fascinated by other. What is the fascination? What is the attraction? See, here in cosmic, the energies are playing, we are reflecting the energy by our emotion and reactions. Here, the energy is like it is divided into 27 parts. The 27 parts of the energy in terms of love and compatibility. One energy is very compatible to other energy. One energy is anti to another energy. One energy is very helpful to another energy. One is fire energy, one is water energy, one is wind energy, another one is earth energy. So the quality of the earth energy can be so comfortable with the water energy. The water energy is so comfortable with the wind energy. The earth energy may not be comfortable with the water energy. All these combination criteria are seen. So Timeyodha is carefully understand the the couple's energy first. Everything is energy. If I'm getting a thought which is generated inside me, there'll be a cosmic energy is behind that is initiating those thoughts. My energy is, for instance, if my energy is water, automatically the earth energy is attracted. See, the compatible and the criteria, the elemental and the individual energy predisposition has to be understood. Then, if it is given right advice, automatically the energy, if they sit next to each other, they feel the safe zone. If they talk to each other, they feel they are fascinated, they're excited, they feel the joy. Sometimes, if you see any new person, stranger, we tend to be so liking towards that person. We may not know him or her before. This instance would have happened with everyone. Somebody who is close with us also, sometimes we may not be so comfortable. We don't want to open our mind and heart. That type of the incidents also we would have underwent. So why this and that? So the energy flow is working behind. If the compatible energy flow, when that person is appeared in front of us, automatically our mind opens. There will not be any questions. There will not be any doubtfulness. There cannot be any dissatisfaction. There cannot be any, fear. So only the person will feel comfort zone, secured zone. So this is the magic here. All the energy does the magic. So here, Timeyodha very carefully understands the energy magic and the uh, partner's energy predisposition and guides accordingly. So that when they come across this Timeyodha analysis and understanding, they feel happy, they feel the togetherness, and they are joyful.
Beautiful. That's, everything is energy. And I love that there's this tool to show that compatible and complementary energy. Dr. Petra, the world's changing. People want different kinds of relationships to be fulfilled. What are you seeing there? Could you talk about that a little bit?
Thank you, Susan, for your question. Research shows that as society evolves, so do people's expectations on relationships. So in the past, relationships were often centered around survival and family duty or economic stability. But today, many people seek relationships that also provide emotional fulfillment, personal growth, and mutual empowerment. So studies also suggest that modern individuals want partnerships where they can balance intimacy with independence, pursue shared values while honoring individuality, and experience emotional support without control, which I think it's very, very important. Yeah.
Well, then let me put that over then to continue with Dr. Grover. What are some of the trends in data that you're seeing with
Yeah,
relationships?
very interesting. Like Petra just shared that how world is changing. So according to a latest Pew Research study, growing number of people don't want to have children. And the top reason is not finding the right partner. Like Dr. Shiva said, that we have the tool to kind of really make people understand why they're compatible. There is first instant of attraction, but most importantly, what else we can add to the mix. For example, the famous American relationship psychologist named Esther Perel, she talks about herself that she has been married 3 times, but with the same man. So time changes people. So what also Timeyodha does is finding the initial compatibility and workability in terms of finance, in terms of ability to have a healthy, happy life and fun and laughing. And what it also does, that how you're changing with time. And when people change in time, and if you make and predict beforehand, then you can actually adapt. Just like weather prediction, like weather, you know that it's a sunny day, you can go out. If it is gonna rain, you need an umbrella. So this kind of understanding about your relationship is the key for actually maintaining the continuous success. For example, 28% of Americans believe there is one true love for everyone, and 69% do not. And men are slightly more likely, 31% believe that the woman in that than woman, meaning believing in true love. So true love exists, but people goes through all kind of perturbation and challenges. And like I said in the beginning, you don't want to go to the place of chronic stress. So you have to be proactive. And Timeyodha gives you that understanding, that in-depth operating system detail and insight that then you can handle your relationship. So in this changing world where people are, looking for true love or monogamous or polyamorous and all kind of relationship, Timeyodha has the ability to add value in a manner that has never been seen before.
Well, that's amazing. That's really comprehensive. I'm sure people. I understand you have a retreat coming up in Switzerland, and in Gstaad, however you want to pronounce it. Tell us for people who are interested in going deeper here and learning more, what will happen there? What can they expect?
Yeah, I mean, I would like to compare it with the like you are taking your car for service. I mean, the whole predisposition is like your DNA. Like Dr. Shiva gave very in-depth explanation behind it. So really understanding your operating system, understanding your emotional level, understanding your communication style, understanding all that can change financially in your life can help you really uh, understand how you are gonna react to certain situation. And once you understand that, then you have a better way to create more success frequency, which is the topic of our conversation. Start what we are doing. We are taking these this deep inner journey for 4 days, where we are explaining people their predisposition, making them understand the key factors to have wonderful, happy relationship. If you look at in the world, according to the data, the divorce rates are rising because of the tolerance, because of people's understanding and this fast changing pace. If you have this insight, I think this insight is needed more than ever. So we take people for this deeper understanding at this retreat, that they kind of then service their operating system and come back with the clarity, with the vision and ability to create more success.
And who is running the retreat? Is it the four of you, or are there more people involved?
Yes, so we have a whole team of guest faculty that is joining us. So we have a molecular pathologist who is going to talk about the genetic predisposition, why certain behavior, certain health condition can also has an implication in the relationship success. Then we have a psychiatrist and psychologist who has written a book on stress and how to have mindful practice in order to create more success. Her name is Eliza Appel. Then we have Sarah Kubridge, who will be joining us. She is the psychotherapist of Who's and Who in Hollywood, and she wrote a book called It's on Me. So how do you take all this knowledge from Timeyodha and then really apply it? So we actually created the whole system for people to overall their operating system. And last not the least is Petra is going to make sure that everyone is active and physically ready to receive that information.
That's beautiful. What a program, and what great company you have. Speaking personally, I have found the guidance from Dr. Shiva really enlightening, and finding, even bringing awareness. I think I had it, but just confirming it, that I do have a fiery personality, and that for me, the best combination is somebody who is calm, and a lot of other awarenesses that are private. But I think this is beautiful, and I think anybody that has the opportunity to join you. What are the dates, and where do they get in touch with you?
Petra?
Okay, so the dates are from 4th until 7th of October. And if you want to get in touch with us, just send us an email to info@timeyodha.com, and then you will receive a very quick response from us. And hopefully then you will join us on this beautiful journey that we are organizing.
Beautiful journey with beautiful people in a beautiful surrounding. Well, thank you, Timeyodha team, for joining us today. That was beautiful, and I wish you every success in your upcoming retreat.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much for a wonderful discussion.